What's groovy, my people of the oil? As things are finally starting to wrap up this school year, we had a few things to tell you about and we couldn't wait till next week. The first thing we wanted to tell you about is something important to us here at Campus Update because it is something most of us are involved in. This past week, it was decided that APA's media team would go ahead and premiere our virtual version of our little film fest known as Media Team's Private Screening. Since it's now basically a TV show, we wanted to invite all of you to tune in to HB APA TV YouTube channel on Saturdays to see it. We have about 14 short films making their debut, along with some other clips we've made this year. It's always a fun time with the student directors talking about their films and their creative process. Hey, I made one too. Please tune in at 6 p.m. on Saturday to check it out. In other news, we got some new information about grades last week. Here's myself to break it down in case you checked out and missed it last time.
What's poppin', Oilers? Did y'all hear the district announcement surrounding the new grading system? Well, it's called the Do Not Harm policy that allows seniors to graduate and provides underclassmen an opportunity to begin the 2021 school year with a fresh start that will not be tied to the challenges due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The main points you need to take away are: no student shall receive a final grade lower than their grade as of March 13th, 2020. Students can raise their grade after March 13th but not lower it. Credit will be given to students who are receiving a letter grade of D or F as of March 13th if they were not able to raise the grade during the emergency distance learning. Therefore, students could receive the following grades: A, B, C, or a mark of credit for those students who would have received a D or an F.
Wow, nobody fails. The rest of our show is literally about nothing, doing something, sitting still. So why you stressing? Don't stress here. Chill out. Better? Good. And yes, someone actually turned that in as a segment. So it seems the new grading policy is already showing its effects. Well, in short weeks, after all of the studying and cramming for those C or better grades is done, you'll be sitting at home with nothing to do. So here's Haley with some ideas for what you can do when you're bored.
Hey Oilers, I'm sure you've seen quite a few things to do when you're bored segments here, but if you're bored enough to be watching Update, then you probably need some more things to do. The first thing you can do is dye your hair, and the second thing you can do is regret it. Let's see, you can watch some movies. So far I've watched 31, but you can always watch more than that or less than that. You can do some college research. I would recommend the Big Future website. You can find results based on specific majors, locations, and a ton of other stuff. Another thing you can do is check in on your friends, send a text, plan a Zoom call, just make sure to make an effort to stay connected. If you have the space, plant a small garden, or you can bake using recipes shown on the other segments. If you've done all these things and you're still bored, then just look up things to do when you're bored on YouTube and you can find thousands of videos exactly like this one.
And if Haley's activities are still too much for you, there's always sitting like a slug in front of your TV. Let's finish up Annika's deep dive into what's cool on the streaming services right now.
Hey Oilers, if you're bored during quarantine or just want a break from all your schoolwork, I have personally chosen a large selection of totally binge-worthy shows you can stream on all your favorite platforms. Outer Banks follows a group of teenagers in the Outer Banks of North Carolina who are called Pogues and are determined to find out what happened to the missing father of the group's ringleader, John B. Along the way, they discover a legendary treasure that is tied to John B's father. Being a teenager brings all kinds of challenges, not always the treasure hunting kind. In Hulu's show Euphoria, it follows a group of high school students through their experiences of having to face the hardships of the real world, such as facing issues centering around drugs, friendships, love, identity, and trauma. For those of you who like action shows, Amazon Prime's Jack Ryan, starring NBC's The Office star John Krasinski as Jack Ryan, CIA analyst. This character stumbles upon a suspicious series of bank transfers, and his search for answers pulls him from the safety of his desk job and catapults him into a deadly game of cat and mouse throughout Europe and the Middle East. For more crime-fighting shows, Hulu has the criminal justice comedy Brooklyn Nine-Nine. This series revolves around Jake Peralta, an immature but talented NYPD detective in Brooklyn's fictional 99th Precinct, who often comes in conflict with his new commanding officer, Captain Raymond Holt.
Thanks everybody. We'll be back next week with some more things for you. And remember folks, hazmat suits are really in fashion these days.